I forgot that they, uh-oh.
Are we live?
Oh, yeah. We are, but I don't have, oh, no, wait, a live video is starting. There, now we're live.
Now we're live.
Oh my God, customize your dashboard. So I don't know if oh, comments, okay. So I haven't done this live in a while, and of course, as you know, if you use Facebook or Instagram, it's forever changing and updating. Okay, so now we're live on both. Well, hello! It has been a hot minute since we have done a live at the Hive. I realized as I was setting up and getting everything ready that it has been quite a while since we've done one, so welcome back. It is a Tuesday instead of our usual Wednesday, because, you know,
why not?
Why not? Why not? So a few things to go over. Usually I say our newsletter is coming out tomorrow, but because it's Tuesday, our newsletter comes out on Thursday. And if you're not familiar with it, head over to churrobuzz.com to sign up for that. It is a weekly snapshot of all the events that are happening Colchester-wide, whether it's music events, family events, community events. You can find it all on there, and it comes out every Thursday morning. And we also have a corporate newsletter. So being that it's Small Business Week and we are talking about small business, or even if you're a larger business, we have a corporate newsletter you can also sign up for, which is full of social media tips and tricks and different products we offer to help your business. So head over to churrobuzz.com to set up for that one as well, or shoot us an email at info@churrobuzz.com. So, as I said, it is Small Business Week here in Canada, and it's also National Women's Month. So we are marrying the two things and talking to Alana Hirtle of CBDC Noble. So if you are a part of Truro at all, you know who Alana is, but you really know her if you have a small business, are trying to get something off the ground, self-employed. She has all of the information you are going to need. So before we get into it, if someone had to ask me what CBDC Noble is, I'm not sure if I'd know what to tell them other than a business resource. What is CBDC Noble?
Well, that's a great question, Alicia. Thank you. CBDC is a Community Business Development Corporation, which is a federally funded not-for-profit corporation whose sole mandate is to support business in the community. And we do that through three major streams: financing, training, and advice or counseling. Every CBDC has a name. Ours is Northern Opportunities for Business Limited, which gets acronymed down to NOBL. So everybody in the community knows this is Noble. Indeed, I've had people ask sometimes, are you a CBDC? Yes. Why aren't you called CBDC? Because we're fabulous.
Well, obviously that's the answer.
Because we have, obviously, you know, yeah. So we can be known as CBDC Noble or just Noble in the community. And the Noble office comprises Colchester, Pictou, and Antigonish counties. So I look after Colchester out of the Truro office,
Which is a pretty big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here if you didn't know. So I first met you when I started taking adult learning courses through CBDC Noble. I took small business accounting. I took social media marketing. I took a lot of classes, and I still am. So I want to let people know what some of the resources are. What stage do you have to be to come talk to you? Like, do you have to be an established business? Do you have to have just an idea?
Oh my gosh, no. Sometimes people come in with something written on a napkin, or I've got this idea. Is it crazy? I usually say, yep, let's go for it.
Yeah, let's do it.
The crazy ones are usually more fun, at least.
Yep.
But yeah, it doesn't have to be at all fleshed out. Indeed, sometimes I prefer it. It's better if you're at that I have this crazy idea stage, because then we can kind of take it and massage it and nourish it till it gets to the point that it is a viable business idea.
That's very true, because I think some people get really intimidated that they think they have to be at a certain point to come in or talk to someone about what they're thinking of doing or getting help. But
Absolutely.
That's not the case.
No, not at all. I mean, sometimes people are coming in to talk to me about, something they want to do in 5 years' time, that they just want to be able to lay the proper foundation so that when they're ready to push the go button, that everything is in line and in place and they've got everything done.
God love those planners.
I know.
Wherever you're there. If you're there 5 years in advance, I want to know you, and I want to know how you're doing that. Jack Cameron says, 2 beautiful girls. Well, thank you so much.
Jack.
We greatly appreciate that. So let's, I just want to throw out there, if you have any questions at all, whether you're thinking about starting a small business, you are a small business, or anything like that, please throw them in the comments. We'll happily pass them along to Alana. But we do want to go over some of the things that you guys offer. So other than the adult learning, which I said I have taken part of, can anybody do those, or what are the prerequisites to do some of the adult learning courses like I've been doing?
Basically, you need to be employed or self-employed and a resident of Nova Scotia. The acronym had been LAE. We partnered with Labor and Advanced Education on the workplace education programs. Now, after the last election, that department was rebranded, so it's now Labor Skills and Immigration.
Oh,
so
I didn't realize that.
LSI.
Okay.
Which doesn't really roll off my tongue the same way, but one has to make do. One has to make do. So Labor Skills and Immigration, we partner with them to produce workplace education training through the Workplace Education Initiative. And as Alicia mentioned, there are programs ranging from small business bookkeeping, social media, computer skills, to leadership development, to presentation skills. Exactly.
Oh, I have done a lot of these classes. I've done at least 6. I'm sure I've done more, but I know I've done at least 6 of these classes.
Yeah, they're really fantastic. They are 40-hour programs, so you come to class. Pre-COVID, you would come to class in my boardroom. Now they're on Zoom, but you come to class. It's 4 hours a week for 10 weeks, and the really fabulous part about these programs is that they're free. We are the only province in the country, that offers this level of quality education for free. All you have to do is fill out a registration form, basically, that gets you in. I mean, we are so fortunate. We have some absolutely exceptional instructors in this area, and I feel privileged to work with these folks on a daily basis.
I just saw one of them on here. If Matthew Guy is still lurking there on Instagram, taking some of his courses.
Matthew lurks.
I say that with love. Lurks with love.
Dude drives cars.
That's right. On Instagram. I'll be the first person to say that I was intimidated at first by the 40-hour requirement. It's like, I am a very, very busy small business. I cannot afford to take 40 hours. But you can build in that 4-hour window a week. And oh my God, the way they do it. So is it 12 people is the max?
Sometimes 13.
That's true, because they're very, very giving in this to the people who need these courses. But, he is still there. Hey, Matthew. Where was I going with that train of thought? 40 hours. So
40 hours.
It is, the fact that you get to do this class with this group of people who have different problems than you in their businesses, that are at different levels than you are at their business, is so invaluable. I have gotten just as much from the classmates I've had in these classes as the incredible instructors. Like, the learning environment is just priceless.
Well, and Debbie Lawrence, our leadership and what they would say soft skills, which they aren't, instructor, uses the term wisdom table. Come to the wisdom table, because it truly is that. It's about sharing and collaboration and learning from one another, as well as from the instructors. So it's really an investment in your business, because I hear I can't find 4 hours a week thing all the time. And I know it's tough. Look, I get it. I'm taking a course right now. I'm taking Excel level 2, and there are moments where I'm thinking, I can't do this today. But the reality is, it's an investment in your business, and you need to look at it that way and figure out how to cover that off.
100%. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. It can be tricky at times. There are times courses come up and I absolutely know I'm in a busy season and can't do it, but I will look for it the next season, absolutely. And I've done like 3 consecutive classes in a row.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so worth it.
Absolutely. So we have a website, noblebusinessskills.ca, noblebusinessskills.ca, where you can go to see LSI workplace education programs. Have we got comments, Alicia?
We do. Sorry, guys. The new layout has the comments underneath, so I have to scroll down. Alana made opening my business extremely easy, and she is so easy to deal with. That's from Claudio.
Oh, I'll pay you later.
Yes, with tacos, I hope.
He has to pay me with tacos.
That's right. That's
how
right.
That works.
That went backwards.
Thank you, Claudia.
Our beloved Samantha Medore. I've done so many of these programs and have learned so much from the instructors and the other people around the table. 100%. Yeah. Glenn, privileged to do classes with you, sir. I miss my 4-hour classes in your boardroom. Looking forward to attending in person again. It's true. I don't mind the Zoom ones. Like, I find it's nice to be at home or in the office doing them, but I do very much miss the in-class environment.
Well, you can't replace that, really. I mean, Zoom has allowed us to continue going, and in some programs, it's actually worked a little bit better. Some of the technology stuff really translates well to Zoom.
That's
So,
true.
you know.
Jamboard, so good. It's not in Zoom, it's in Google, but what was the Noble website again? I can throw out there.
NOBL,
NOBL.
businessskills.ca. Skills.ca.
Perfect.
Wow.
There you go.
There
So I
you
just
go.
threw that in the comments for everybody who wants to check out the programming there.
Great.
Keep the comments coming, guys. So we've covered that you do the adult education, or sorry, what is it called now? Labor
skills and immigration, workplace education.
Workplace education.
Yeah.
I would love to talk about the self-employment benefit program because I wish I had known about this before I started my own business. What a resource that would have been. So tell the people what it is.
And if I had $1 for everybody that said I wish I'd known about this before I started.
True.
Exactly.
It's so true.
So this is a program through Employment Nova Scotia, and it's been around for like 31 years. Remarkably, and it is probably the best kept secret in the province. But it is a program that is funded by the province, wherein if you are eligible, you would receive up to 40 weeks of funding while you come to class and learn how to run your business. So. Whoops, she's scrolling through the comments again. That's all right. So yeah, it's an amazing. It's a basic living wage. You're not gonna, go to Mexico on this by any stretch, but it helps you pay your rent and your lights basically while you're starting your business.
Yep.
And it gives you coaching. I here would act as your coach in Colchester and help you, be hitting your deliverables. You're going to write your business plan in the first couple of months. We're going to help you get launched, and you come to class every week to learn all the ins and outs of running a business. So everything from Alicia comes in and does Instagram for business for me.
I love that.
It's so much fun. We have a lawyer come in and talk about corporate structure and risk management. We've got lots of focus on financial management and marketing management. We talk about insurance. We talk about human resources. Everything you need to know about running your business, truly. And it's the same idea where you've got a cohort of people. So, and we intake at any time. So I've got people at kind of week 1, and I've got people at week 39 right now. So somebody could come to class and say, I'm having a problem with X. And somebody, 2 months ahead of them in the program will say, oh, I dealt with that a couple months ago. Let me tell you what I did.
Oh, God, that's so helpful.
That same kind of co-creation, collaboration, and sharing of knowledge, because it is a scary thing. And I mean, people will come in and say to me that they're terrified. And I say, yeah, you should be. I mean, really, if this were easy, everybody would own their own business. So, there are tangible steps, and everybody kind of has to do the same stuff, but it may be slightly different depending on what industry you're going into. So we've got everybody from tradespeople to consultants to retail businesses to online businesses, and kind of everything in between. It's fascinating. I love having all these different people in and to see how the synergies happen and who ends up cross-marketing one another. And yeah, it's really an amazing program.
It is. I love, love, love when I get to do that Instagram class because it's hands down my favorite thing to do. Like, I really like talking about social media and how it can work for you, but getting to talk to people about their experience and their needs and how they can apply it and help them is just like, fills my cup so much.
Absolutely.
Speaking of the cohorts, one of the great things I find about that at the Wisdom Table or in the SEB program is it's so valuable to be able to get an outside perspective on things. I find, like, you may not be able to think about it you're too in your business, but when you bring up your issue, your thought process, what you're working on to a group of other like-minded business people, even though they're in different industries, it's incredible what comes out in problem solving and brainstorming.
Absolutely, because you're all doing the same things. Again, it might be slightly different because of your industry, but you're all having to register your business. You're all having to write a business plan. You're all setting up bank accounts. You're all figuring out, is Square or PayPal or whatever option better for me? So being able to bounce that off of other people and get, real tangible feedback on what worked better for them is invaluable.
100%.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So that's the SEB program. If you are in the market to start your own business, maybe you've already started your own business idea and need a few resources, you can contact Noble and Alana or CBDC Noble about joining that. And there's no date to start. It's a constant intake.
Yeah.
So
now, the key thing is for that program, you have to be unemployed and have an attachment to EI. And there's a few different ways that can happen. So a current claim within the last 5 years, if you were on CERB last year, and a couple of other things.
Oh my God,
who wasn't on CERB last year, right? So contact me if you'd like more information, or you can also stop into the Nova Scotia Works office on Inglis Place, next to the Tim Hortons on Inglis Place. And
they're great.
Yeah, they're fantastic down there. We work very closely with them, and they would determine your eligibility from an EI perspective, and then they would refer you back up to me. But sometimes you can come through me and go that way. We'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen. Go into either one of those resources, and we'll get you where you need to be.
Yeah.
So you also offer, is financing the right word?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so financing for people looking, what would they come to you for? What are the requirements? Do you have to be a small business or have a business idea, or what would they come to you looking for finance for?
Well, indeed, financing is our core product.
Oh,
that's
I didn't know
the
that.
reason why we exist, and then everything else kind of.
See, I only know you from the education part of it. I thought I would have said that was like the cornerstone.
No,
interesting.
Well, and truly,
for me, it is.
Whatever your experience is the right experience. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever you need that we're here to help, basically. So financing is our core product, and we help startups. We help some businesses may need some help getting new equipment or some working capital, depending on what they're doing. So we'll look at anything, basically. There's very few industries that we won't consider lending to. Now, we are federally funded, so we report to ACOA, the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, and of course, there's always rules that we have to follow and that kind of thing, because we all have rules we have to follow. But basically, we offer loans to small businesses. Loans up to $300,000 are available. I've done loans as low as $1,000.
Oh wow!
Yeah, exactly. Microfinancing, and then I think my top has been $225,000. But you don't get a lot of those, but they're pretty exciting when they do happen, for sure. So everything from I'm starting a business and I need to buy a piece of equipment, to I'm a year into business, and banks are quite often hesitant to loan money to startups. Any business under 2 years, they're often
amen,
right. So we tend to fill that gap. We are patient lenders, and we are I don't want to say high risk, but we do tend to get a lot of referrals from banks and other organizations who perhaps have.
Let's be honest. If you're self-employed, you are forever going to be a high-risk person, liability. So just
you can be.
Get used to that for now. It's so true.
And it's funny. I mean, we talk about getting people from being not bankable to bankable, and it's a great compliment when I get a call from one of the banks in town saying we're about to buy out this loan. Fantastic. That means the business is successful, and we've been able to help it go from startup through to the bank saying, okay, we're prepared to invest in you now. I mean, we don't like to lose the loan, obviously, but making interest is not our raison d'etre. We're really here to support business in the community, and quite often people who are coming to us for loans aren't able to get it anywhere else because maybe they had a disastrous divorce 5 years ago and their credit score is still taking a hit on it, or maybe there was a death in the family, or maybe it's a really unique and innovative idea that is outside the mainstream. So again, financial institutions might be a little bit hesitant to fund that. So we've had some really interesting ones,
I bet.
I have to say, and you never know what's going to come through the door and what business idea somebody's going to have, and let's go for it.
And you can help people search for available grants in their industry as well. Is that correct? I mean, I know there's not a ton, but
yes, the short
say.
answer that I always say is there's no such thing as grants.
Yeah.
The longer answer is depending on your industry and depending on what government agencies are working in that sector, there may be something out there. But if somebody calls me and says I'd like $200,000 for a barn, find me a grant. No, there isn't.
It's like, hang on, I'll rub that money tree and and see what happens.
There isn't, exactly. But yes, I mean, we partner with Futurepreneur, we partner with BDC and the other chartered banks here. We are familiar with many of the other programs that are out there. So it may be that our financing is not the right product for you, and that's completely okay, because truly we're here to support you and help you get to the point that you need to be successful in business. So sometimes, you know, I'll get a call from one of the other financial institutions in town that they want to finance this project, but the person needs a business plan written and they don't have the capacity to help them write the business plan. So we will work with that individual to get them to the point that they've got a viable business plan to be able to go back and get that financing.
That's fantastic.
I know. We're like,
I know. That was so great. If you're just tuning in, we are talking with Alana Hirtle of CBDC Noble here in Colchester. We got some comments. Todd Williams says, excellent program. Ryan says, David says to make sure you give him a shout out for the Truro Colchester partnership. There you go, buddy.
Subtle but effective, David.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sam's looking forward to the November 1st Facebook SEB class.
Yes,
Very
Sam's
exciting.
coming in to teach Facebook for Business.
Oh, that's so fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
I kind of want to take that.
You could.
Tracy Higgins says Alana is amazing to work with, makes things very easy. And hello, Amber. Great job, ladies. Thank you. Thank you.
And congratulations to Tracy and her team at Barnyard Grill for being
Ooh.
named the Truro Colchester Chamber of Commerce Small Business of the Year.
Oh, that is amazing.
Very exciting stuff.
You going to the breakfast tomorrow?
Yeah.
Of course. I can't
course.
wait. I don't think I've been to like a public event like that since the last one, to be honest.
The last one, which would make sense.
Yeah. It's true. Oh my God, did I enjoy that last year? Like I know we were still distancing, and it wasn't in the height of COVID. We were kind of coming out of it,
but it was so nice to be with people.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
It really was.
And eat food.
It was. Honestly, just the social aspect and listening to people talk and catching up with people I hadn't seen in a while was just so lovely.
Yeah, it is, and it will be this week.
I think it's sold out.
Yes.
Yes, I was going to say, I want to give it a plug, but I'm sorry the tickets are sold out, but we are heading to the Women in Business Breakfast with the Truro Chamber of Commerce tomorrow morning, and we are very excited.
We're very excited about it. And then
excited.
the awards luncheon on Thursday, which again, more people and more food.
That's right. Love all of those things. So we are talking about all things small business. What does small business mean, like Small Business Week mean to you guys? Like this is a big thing for you.
Oh, this is like Christmas and March break and birthday all rolled into one. It is pretty exciting. You know, small business is the backbone of the Canadian economy. It truly is. And I think it's finally starting to be understood a little bit better, and COVID has been really difficult for a lot of small businesses. And I don't think anybody was unaffected by it. So I'm hoping that means that government is going to be paying more attention to the needs of small businesses. And
fingers crossed.
I hope so. And I mean, we're still here. We were incredibly busy during COVID last year. Through the last year, we've been managing the Regional Relief and Recovery Fund monies for the federal government, and did several dozen loan applications through that time to help people with emergency funds. It was for those who fell through the cracks for the SEBA, the emergency bank account, through the banks. So we were, flat out doing that last year, and still some into this year. And it's been a phenomenal program. I'm so pleased that the government did roll those funds out. And I think that, it just brings to the forefront the importance of organizations like CBDCs, where we're, boots on the ground in the community, being able to see what's happening in the market and being able to provide assistance.
Absolutely. And a lot of assistance you guys do supply to people, whether it's really small businesses, startups. Like, it's a really important organization, and I'm so glad it exists. I wish I knew about it sooner.
I wish you had. One of the things, and really the biggest thing that I do, or the thing that I do most, I guess is what I should say, is counseling. Is just, advice. People coming in wanting to talk about, I've got this crazy idea, what do you think? Or how do I go about that? Or somebody who's already in business needing to understand what their financial statements tell them. Or how do I create how do I create a social media program? Or, how do I compare what this against that? What should I be doing? And I've gone to look at horses. I've gone to
That's fun.
Look, it's the horses. The horses were fun, I have to say. Go look at rental locations. I've had to I've had to do some nasty stuff too, because that's part of the job. You don't like to have to chase people for money, but sometimes that happens.
Nobody likes to do that. No.
It's par for the course. But overall, I think we serve an incredible role in the community. I often say that I have the best job in Colchester County, and you'd probably debate me on that, but I feel blessed to be able to work closely with small businesses in the community, and I walk down the street and I think that one and that one and that one, and I can kind of pick off all the people that I've had some contact with
Absolutely.
over the last number of years, and it feels really good to know that you're helping people. You're making some kind of an impact in their business, and
You absolutely
I love it.
are.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, you're the difference between getting it off the ground and it staying an idea forever. And that's huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty
No
cool.
big deal.
We do cool stuff.
It's true. You really do.
We do.
Yeah, and that's one of the favorite things I love about doing the Instagram class too, is the people, like the different ideas and how people are going about it and the different personalities. Like, it's so eclectic.
Yeah.
You rarely get two of the same business ideas in the same intake. That I've seen.
Yeah, it is unusual. And even if there are two in the same industry, they're often so very different because of how they're approaching it and their life experience and what they're bringing to the table. So it is really fascinating work. I absolutely
really
love. Every time somebody comes in with a different idea, I just can't wait to hear it.
Sherry Turner says, so much great information. Thank you, ladies. You're so welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Well, Alana, this has been amazing. I love getting you here during National Women's Month and Small Business Week because you're so great in both those categories.
Last time I checked.
Absolutely. So if you're looking for more information on one of the many things that Alana does with CBDC or CBDC Noble, and just to be clear, you don't have to have an established business. You could just have an idea, or you could be an established business looking for some resources, some extra education. There are so many different things available with this organization. You're gonna wanna shoot her a message.
Please do.
Where can they find you?
So they can find me. I work in the Bank of Montreal building, is where my office is located, up in Suite 208 on the second floor. You may reach me by phone at 902-895-6625. And my email address is Alana, ALANA, Hirtle, HIRTLE, at cbdc.ca.
So many letters.
And they all sound the same on the phone.
True. It's true. You will not be sorry to send an email with an inquiry on whatever you have got going on, whether it's an idea or a business or financing or counseling, education, any of those things. CBDC Noble has you covered.
We're here to help.
And help you do. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me. It was so much fun.
I know, and I'm excited to get to see you again tomorrow morning.
I know.
Bright and early.
With food.
That's right, with food and socializing and networking. All of our favorite things. So thank you so much for joining us. It's been really great to be back at Live at the Hive. It has definitely been, like I said in the beginning, a hot minute. If you haven't signed up for our newsletter, you're definitely going to want to check that out. Head over to churrobuzz.com, and it is a snapshot of all the things that are coming up in the week, no matter what kind of event you're looking for. Music, food, family, we have got it. Head over to churrobuzz.com, or if you're looking for a little extra, the corporate newsletter.
It's the first email I read every Thursday morning.
Yes, I'm very glad to hear that. And it's
been
been
my boss.
It's right. It's been so long. Like there's so much happening from going through COVID, where it's like, oh my gosh, we're really trying to stretch to get things for people, and now it's like we have so many events. You wouldn't believe all the thing that's happening around Colchester County.
Yep.
So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you again. And we're gonna stop this one. And how do I? Okay, bye.